So here we are, right at the top end of the royal family of the suit of pentacles or coins, the king.
I need a crown.
You do, you do, yeah, yeah. I'm disappointed, Sharon. That I've had to represent all of the royalty today.
Well,
Even
you
though,
got
even
you
though the top of my head keeps falling off.
you can't be royalty if you don't have loyal subjects, right? So, yeah, we can't both be queens or kings.
You have got your headphones on though, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So the king of coins. I mean, I love him.
He's very much one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Very much one of my favorites. There's so much going on with him that
I know. Look at him. I mean,
traditionally,
there really is sort of something. He's almost camouflaged, isn't he, in what he's wearing? He's almost like part of the earth, part of that garden. It's like it's like it's growing all over him. But I kind of like love that. I kind of feel you could go down the environmental route big time with him, couldn't you?
yes. Oh, yeah.
You really could sort of have him as, I don't know, who's the David Attenborough, like, you know, this planet who makes all the documentaries about planet Earth, and
Oh, yeah.
you could
That
go
could
down,
definitely.
yeah, or one of those TV gardeners, you know, experts and what have you.
Definitely someone who loves what he's doing. He's just got such a mellow look on his face.
Yeah,
Just he is a part. He he could not be separated from his work, but not in a workaholic way. Not in that frantic workaholic, I've got to be doing something. It just comes to him naturally.
yes, absolutely. It's very, very natural. Yeah.
One of my favorite things about him too is he does look so soft and lush and plush with that beautiful gown that blends into the scenery, but he's got that one foot out with that encased in armor. So it's kind of like that velvet glove over steel, an iron fist and a velvet glove type of thing.
Okay. Oh, that. Oh, I like that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. At the end of the day, I think that does remind us that he is a king, and you know he is kind of like he is up there at the top, and he is going to defend what is important to him.
And he's not afraid to fight for it, and he's not afraid to do what he needs to do to get what he wants. I mean, he's got that armored foot on top of that stone head at his feet. That's an enemy he crushed. So he looks sweet, he looks soft, but he's not afraid to do what he needs to do to keep what he
I don't feel he is naturally aggressive, though. I don't think he's
nope.
the sort of person that's a troublemaker. I just feel he will do what is necessary to kind of protect and defend, you know, what is rightfully his, or you know what's
Absolutely,
right.
yeah.
I feel like, for example, if he was um an animal rights activist, or if he was a kind of like save the planet activist, he'd be really, really kind of like good at it, and he'd be really committed to it. That's the word.
Mm.
Big time.
And not aggressive about it. I mean, the big difference between we've seen the King of Wands, and we see that King of Wands at the edge of his seat with his fist in a ball and his staff in his hand. He's gonna be more aggressive. This one isn't going to fight unless it encroaches that territory that belongs to him.
Yeah.
So, but he would fight for what he believes in, absolutely.
It's really weird that I'm sort of even thinking this or saying this, but I'm saying it's weird. It isn't really, but in between these videos, I was talking to you about when I when I was a lot younger and I went to a commune in Israel for a year. But you know, like Israel is kind of like, they call it like the land of milk and honey. And you know, like in the Hava Nagila song, it's like, this land is mine, right, kind of thing. And I just feel that, I'm not saying Israel at all or anything, but this land is mine. The
Yes.
first words of the song, this land is mine. That I do feel that that little part of that speech does belong to the King of Pentacles. This
Yes.
land is mine, and I am going to protect it, and I am going to nurture it, and I am going to kind of like let it grow and provide for me and my people, like, you know, my subjects, whatever.
And looking at it, you can see that he's on the parapet of some stone building. And even though he's in stone, he's got that lush, beautiful growth around him. It doesn't even look like some of it's coming out of soil. Everything he touches thrives.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have to have the right conditions for it to do so. So this land is mine, and I'm going to, by will, make it thrive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, God, he's beautiful. He is really ah, one of the
He
most.
is the most abundant. This is the most abundant. You know, you've got your four kings, and they're all strong, they're all powerful, and they can all be very good kings. You know, they can all be, you know, look, let's look at them in the most positive light and the most upright light. But upright sort of, yeah, upright light. But he is the one that kind of like brings abundance to me, you know. It is all about growth, it is all about abundance, and it can be about wealth, and it can be about business, of course it can, right? You know, if that's kind of like what you see as being important in life, the King of Pentacles will kind of like help you achieve that, you know.
Yeah,
If it's about a healthy environment, the King of Pentacles is your man for that as well. I think he's clever as a businessman, as you know,
absolutely. He
and
has
in a
to be.
practical, and he's a practical man. I don't see him. Actually, that's not necessarily true. He could be dressed in very elegant, expensive clothing, but I also think he's quite happy to be casual. You know, I don't know that. I don't know. I might be talking wrong here, because
Well,
that is pretty impressive. That cloak, isn't it?
it
Even though
is,
it's
but I
in.
think you're right, though. I think he is casual. He's blending into his environment that he's created. So it depends on his environment whether he'd be casual or not, or whether we would perceive him as dressed up or fancy or casual, because he's blending so well into his environment. If he were a farmer, he would be in
Yeah,
farm clothes.
yeah, he could be a
Yeah.
farmer, couldn't he? The King of Pentacles, absolutely. I
Oh,
don't
heck
see
yeah.
the King of Swords being a farmer.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
I mean, you know, all right, he might be the brains behind being a farmer or something like that, but I don't see him as actually being out there ploughing the fields himself, the King of Swords. But this guy could literally be out there with a shovel and
Yeah.
whatever, and the
A
fertilizer.
Rayco.
Yeah,
But as a CEO, he would be in his fancy suit, blending into his surroundings. He's like a chameleon in some ways.
mm.
And that gives him the ability to communicate and have a rapport with the people who belong in that environment, I think.
But he's absolutely reached the kind of the limit. It doesn't get any kind of like stronger than the king. I mean, you know, everybody else is answerable to him.
Yeah.
There is no higher up for him to go other than God. You know, it really is. And I kind of think, because it's pentacles, it's very earthy, it's very realistic, very
And it
successful.
very successful. Yes, in anything he does. Although, I think he has to have a love for it. I know we haven't talked about the cups yet, but even compared to the King of Cups, this this one seems like he cares more. The way he's looking at that coin, the way the things all around him grow right up to him. Nature is afraid of man. Man usually feels the need to. Jeez, okay. I just saw something I've never seen before. Let me switch subjects real quick, but it does come back together. Know what I said about that iron fist and a velvet glove? I
Yeah,
think that isn't for everything. He's no control freak in the upright position. He does not feel the need to control nature. He frickin' works with it.
lovely.
He doesn't have to call it
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
And that's how intuition works. You might be saying one thing and see another thing, and say it when you see it, and forget about what you were saying.
The thing is, with being the King of Pentacles, I think as humans, we like statistics. We like things to be quantified. We like to know, oh, like how much somebody is worth, or we like to see this business started with £500 or $500 and now it's worth 500 million. we
Hmm.
we 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 we're comfortable when we hear figures about things, that and growth, and that's what he represents in a sense. So whether it's actual money, or whether it's, there was one tree planted in this desert in 100 years ago, and there are now 5,000 trees there, and vineyards or whatever. We're comfortable to kind of hear about that sort of progress that can be quantified.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
he is the personification of that. Like you say, he works with it.
He works with it, and I think he partakes of it too. He's not, like I said, just workaholic, but he actually enjoys. He has a sensuality about him. He actually has that tactile sight, hearing, smell, taste. He partakes of what he's a part of.
But do you see him as more Taurus or more Capricorn?
Oh, I honestly see him as both. He's got that Taurus sensuality and that enjoyment and that practicality, but he's also got that iron fist. He's able to take control. He doesn't need to, but he's able to. He's got that Capricorn energy. I think he would enjoy things much more than a Capricorn would tend to. So I'm leaning more toward Taurus, but I really do see him as both.
And do you feel he's more global and the Emperor is more personal? Like we talked about the Queen and the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. There has to be some sort of similarity between him and the Emperor. Do you
I
not?
think the emperor is more global because kings generally have control over one country, right? Am I correct?
Maybe yes.
Emperors are above kings. They're the kings of kings, where other kings put it
Maybe I
in
said it the wrong
them.
way round. Actually, maybe I said the question the wrong way round. Yeah, I meant similarly to the Empress being more global.
Yeah,
The Emperor's more global, and he's more
personal.
about your immediate community or family, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because that's his surroundings growing right up to him. And
Right.
the emperor's surroundings are fairly barren. I think the emperor too, in most cases, would be more of a control freak than the King of Pentacles. Like the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress are so very similar. You really have to look hard for a
Yeah.
difference. Where the King of Pentacles to the Emperor it's like two different planets.
I think the Emperor is more about kind of structure and organization and all of this. This person just wants to sort of, he just wants to kind of like feel it all growing around him and just make sure that that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and to enjoy it.
Yeah.
He definitely enjoys it.
He is lovely. Thomas got in touch with Gretel today, who is our sort of shaman, and he's very much into sort of trees and things. I think Thomas is very King of Pentacles.
Oh, yes. Upright? Hell yeah. Thomas is the King of
Really,
Pentacles.
really so, like big time. And he asked Gretel to make him a pendulum, and here it is.
Oh, wait, wait. Let me stop sharing so we can see that proper. Oh my God. Gretel, your creations are amazing.
Can you see that properly? Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
yes. Actually can. That is stunning.
I think he's very King of Pentacles.
Thomas? Oh my God, yes. I see
And
him right now.
he's not the Emperor, but he
Yeah,
is King of Pentacles. So yeah.
I'm seeing him in my head. We may have to get a picture from him of his Halloween costume.
Yes.
If that wasn't the King of Pentacles personified on a human being, I mean, he was the earth.
Yeah.
Thomas is of the earth, and he loves it like that King of Pentacles does. So, hell yeah, he's the King of Pentacles.
I think it'd be quite nice to have in here in this video that we're doing. Have you heard of the Green Man of Glastonbury?
Yes, I have. I love the Green Man.
I think he's King of Pentacles as well.
He certainly is. He certainly is. Yeah,
He's
I'll
a
find that.
legendary figure, you know, but he's totally of the earth and of the planet. And
Kind of
I,
like our Queen of Pentacles that I showed with the Dreams of Gaia was very Green Man in feminine form, I think.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I definitely feel that as much as I think everybody would like the virus to go away, it has given the planet something of a breather. Something of a break, not as much as it was when it first came out. The roads were like empty.
Yeah.
People are like not, you know, now there's more traffic on the roads, but it's not like it was when it's really, really heavy traffic.
That's a huge breather for the planet. Yeah. So,
And I don't know if that's why it's colder. You know, like with global warming and everything, with all the traffic. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not clever enough to know the answer to that, but I don't know if that's
that would be something that would be exciting to me to research if I knew how, if I were a
yeah,
scientist.
yeah.
Because I was just telling you that this is the coldest year I've ever seen in Georgia since I've lived here the second time. I it's the coldest year. And it started really, really early, like in October. It doesn't usually get cold in Georgia. Hell, you might have 2 cold days in February if you're lucky. You know?
Well, you know, the global warming thing has been sort of like quite a worry. And how many people, you know, people go, oh, yeah, it's terrible. But how many people really care enough about it to do anything about it? And it's like, well, maybe the planet has done something to repair itself a bit. I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, Mother nature will do what it takes to survive.
Yes.
And n- viruses happen through nature generally. I know there's some people that say that this came from China man-made. I have no proof one way or another, so I'm not going to take much stock about that. But nature does make viruses. They come from natural occurrences. Who knows? It may
But
be.
if the King of Pentacles absolutely represents nature, or the Queen, or indeed the Empress, I don't think any of those energies would be too upset about this virus, to be quite honest. It's
No,
more mankind that's finding it very inconvenient, but the planet itself, I think would be quite sort of relieved in some way.
Yeah, which, you know, we need this planet to survive. We need this planet. The planet does not need us. And
Yeah.
I think that's very King of Pentacles.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know, I'm sitting there going, wow, we went.
Your comments on this one.
We may have just pissed a whole lot of people off.
If you had to choose a tarot card to represent, let's call it God, whether you're religious or not, is the King of Pentacles a contender, right?
I have to think about that.
Because I've got a card that I always sort of thought, if I had to say a card was God, I have a card that would be my immediate answer. But now I'm questioning about the King of Pentacles as well.
I'd never, ever, ever in my life considered that question. You go a little deeper than I do. But now that I think about it, I mean, this is my initial reaction. But I would say it could be a contender because he is that step removed from actual humanity. You know, he does what he needs to do to keep the whole going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, he could be a
And he's
contender.
kind of looking after the nature and the balance of nature of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, without if nature kind of gets all out of sync, we all go down with it, surely.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. You know, there's like, I don't even know where I was going with that, so we'll just cut that.
But, you know, the King of Pentacles reversed on a sort of, you know, on a realistic kind of level, I think it's someone whose efforts just didn't pay off, or someone who just didn't quite nail it right, I don't know, that didn't put quite the right amount of kind of attention to something in order for it to kind of take root, you know.
More play than work. A lot of times when I look at him in reverse, I see gluttony or greed
Yeah,
instead of, you know, because upright, he gives back what he takes. In the reverse,
I like that.
he
Yeah,
he very much gives me an abusive vibe. I don't know why exactly.
I'm inclined to say all of the kings are quite dodgy in reverse, to be
Yeah.
honest, in their own way. And I feel this person would be greedy, would lack respect.
And I think that in his case, because that daggone armored foot is on top, and he could be incredibly abusive, but everybody outside of him would think he's such a great guy. And you know, no, he would never do that. And they would blame the person that was trying to tell somebody they were being abused. You know what I mean? Do you know that type of person that's so charming to everybody, but the person they're hurting?
Yeah,
And that's how I see him, that he would.
someone who exploits people,
Hmm.
exploits someone's good nature, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't get much good out of him in reverse. He's the one I'm most afraid of as a human in reverse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the coins are quite realistic, aren't they? And
Mhm.
I also feel that he would be a good con man in reverse, you know.
That chameleon nature, that being able to blend into anything, he would, and oh, totally still a charmer in the reverse position. This man can charm upright or reverse. But
It could just be saying this is a bad investment, and whether that's money, time, you know, like, you know, you could waste a lot of your energy thinking about this thing. I would not invest anything further into this.
Right. Absolutely. That it could be something just like that. It doesn't have to be huge, but that's still huge.
Or
I
this
just,
is just not going to pay off.
yeah, yeah. This is not what it seems to be.
Looking at that now, I can think of many occasions in my life where if I'd have known then what I know now, I was having King of Pentacles reversed, waved right in my face, and I chose to ignore it. You know, it all seems like a good idea. No, I'll keep plowing on with it. And I am the sort of person who outstays things. I stay for too long in a situation that has kind of passed its sell-by date. That would be
that's that fixed energy. Fixed energy has loyalty should be forever, and us fixed energy people see it as forever. And it takes a great deal to make us open our eyes and say, wait a minute, loyalty does have an expiration date when you're not being given that loyalty back or you're being taken advantage of. So that's that fixed energy.
Yes, we've been there, but it is frightening once you get past it. On the other side, you think, why did I refuse to recognize that? You know, even though it was so obvious, people were telling me whatever. I was even telling myself, but at the same time ignoring it, you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it can be to do with relationships. It can be to do with staying in a job for too long. It can be to do with staying in a house or something for too long. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. King of Pentacles reversed is, I would say, not recognizing something's past its sell-by date. And I do remember seeing this wonderful documentary by Professor Brian Cox. It was an astronomy thing, but he was talking about there are certain things, and even if you just do nothing to certain things, do nothing, so you don't actually actively destroy them, they will naturally corrode. Everything will naturally come to the end of its thing. Like, do you see what I mean? It will naturally corrode, even if nothing is kind of consciously done to get rid of it. It will eventually kind of like it's had it. Death is sort of a natural thing in a sense. But it was very, very interesting. And I'm looking at this and I am seeing that corrosion of something, that kind of something is now contaminated. It's not blooming anymore. It's lost its ability for sort of like growth, or I don't know.
Or it's overgrown, completely overgrown.
Yeah.
Yeah, dang.
I mean, so we are taking these reversals a little bit 180 degrees to the extreme. It could simply just mean the time is not right for this. We'll come back to this at some point in the future, but for the purpose of this reading and the kind of, you know, the window of time that this reading is about, don't go there.
Yeah.
I would see it as quite a serious card in reverse, if I'm really honest. Mostly, generally speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, there will be the odd the odd interpretation which would be accurate, but as a whole or as a general, I do not like to see this card in reverse.
No. I think, you know, if you're talking kings, you're talking that end of the spectrum and they come up in reverse, take that seriously.
Yeah.
You know, be real, ask extra questions if you need to. A king in reverse is a warning sign, I would say.
Yes.
Generally speaking.
Yeah, because upright, I think we're supposed to see their best qualities. You know, wouldn't it? Royalty was considered hundreds of years ago to be chosen by God, right?
Right, yes.
And
yeah.
And so the normal regular people, the common people, were supposed to overlook any bad things about them or any negative qualities about them, because that person was chosen by God to rule. So in the upright position, we're supposed to see their good qualities, I think.
I think so. Have you brought another king?
Oh, yeah, I have. Oh my
Modern
God.
spellcasters.
This king is the epitome of the sensuality that the king of coins can represent.
Oh my God, he really is.
Oh, he's so sexy.
I like the fact that he's got his boys there.
Oh God, and they're the satyrs and or yeah, that's a satyr and a nymph. Um
Wow.
he's got the wheat at his feet. This is modern spellcasters, by the way, if anybody had
Yeah, yeah,
any question about it. The
yeah, yeah.
wheat at his feet to represent that it's not just money. The grapes, the squirrel, the very fat squirrel, and
Yeah.
then the satyr with his pan flute and the nymph coming around to tease him with grapes. He just ultimate sensuality. He is beautiful, but he's also got control of the situation without being overt about that control. So I love him. I get excited there.
I love the fact that he's kind of like covering up his kind of bits.
Yeah, but his legs, I go nuts over his leg. Paul's got legs like that, just strong and big.
I don't think he's wearing anything under that gown.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think
think
he
he
is.
has to. He just nope.
No.
I don't think he has.
That is a very strong King of Pentacles.
Very, very. I mean, he like really shows that
But
sensuality.
it is interesting though that he is kind of like probably naked and he's just got that kind of loose robe, as opposed to the traditional King of Pentacles who's got armor on under his robe.
Well, as far as that, I mean, it's like that robe is definitely part of nature, and what's more natural than being naked?
Well,
But he
yeah.
doesn't show that. Yeah. Now, I don't know if his scepter it could be used as a weapon or not, but he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have any kind of armor on.
Oh, I mean, you know, in a sense, if he was to be attacked, he's leaving himself quite vulnerable, but he's confident enough to not be worried about that. So lovely. Well,
And
I thought I would leave the King of Pentacles with one of the tarot affirmations.
Yes. Let me
So
pull that
I'm
up.
going to go with, hang on, I just put my little light on. I'm going to go with number 2. On this deck, you get 5 affirmations for each of the cards. I'm going to go with number 2, which is, I look to my work as a source of fulfillment. I like the fact that they put that, first of all, like fulfillment being more important than money. You know, it's kind of like my life has meaning, right? And that's the first thing they put. I know that achievement requires perseverance, patience, and determination. So this card is not about a quick fix. This is not about, you know, making you know, £1 million overnight. It's about feeling fulfilled, looking at something as a long-term thing, and the satisfaction that you can get from that, and you know that you will need to kind of like stick with it, be patient with it, and be committed to it. And I think all of those things, I think anybody that lived their life by that kind of philosophy is going to kind of like feel pretty that their life has meaning. And I really, really like that as a kind of finale, if you like, to the King of Coins, King of Pentacles. So this has been a very interesting chat, Sharon. We definitely crawled into places we weren't expecting to go.
That seems to happen with us.
Yes. I kind of like feel we worked our way through to the top of the the Suit of Pentacles. We you know, the court cards have excited me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to kind of going right back to the beginning again with the Ace of Swords.
Oh yeah.
I shall take off my crown in a minute and see you the next time. So thank you very much, everybody. Hope you have enjoyed this particular video on the King of Pentacles, but all of the cards that we're doing, please leave messages, please leave us notifications of your interpretations, and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you at the swords.
Bye.